Hi and welcome to Excel tutorial of pharmacy management system. So let me show you guys how this works. If I enter incorrect value, the system allows 3 attempts. That's 2. There we go, and that's what happened. Supposing we enter the correct details in here. There we go, that should enable all of these buttons. Okay, so we can click on any of these buttons. These buttons are all coded. There's nothing in here. That's just an example if you guys want to complete that. So if I click on doctor, so that's the doctor's page, and we can always enter the details of the doctor. Let's say the doctor reference number is QWY. There we go. And the NHS number, NHS, and let's just enter name there. So his name is Alan Ladd Johnstown. Address Good Road. Postcode, center reference number, telephone number, fax, email address, and let's see, patient number and patient ID number. There, all they need to do is to add this straight onto the workbook. There we go. We can navigate straight to any other part of the program, or add more details onto the workbook. Okay, just to prove to you that we've added those details onto the workbook, I'm just going to change the name here to, let's say the name is Alright, let's just add Can Ali there. There we go. And let's come straight into patients here. As the patient record, we can add some information for the patient. And I'm now going to sort of like complete it correctly in this patient. And there we can also add that straight onto the workbook. So let's go straight back to the login system. If we go straight to the login system, the system will officially log you off, which means you have to log on again. But let's have a look at our workbook. Okay, so we must log off first to gain access straight onto our workbook. Yeah, click on that. Oh, we need to log off here as well. Click on that, and let's see the information we've gathered. That is Alan Ladd, and those are the details I've added for Can Ali. And let's see on spreadsheet or sheet number 2, and sheet number 2, there we go, with all the junks that we added. So with that, guys, what I'm going to do now is to take you guys straight into Excel development environment, and we put one of these together. So let's do that now, guys. Hi and welcome to Pharmacy's management system to be developed using VBA in Excel spreadsheet application. So I'm going to start by going to File. Let me save my project, and right here, let's browse. Okay, I'm going to give it a name. The first one is going to be known as a login. There we go. Save that. And before I save it, make sure you change that to Excel macro enable workbook and click on save. There we go. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is come right here. You see the developer. If you don't have your developer enabled, go to File, select Options, and once this dialog box pops up, go to Customize ribbon and make sure your developer is checked. Okay, make sure the checkbox is checked. Click on OK. There. So you should be able to see this menu there. Click on that very menu, select Visual Basic, and right in here let's select Insert. I'm going to insert my form. That's my form there. You see this very form. I'm going to give it a name. I'm just going to call it FRM, or let's give it a name that we will remember. So I'm just going to call it a login. Right, that's just the name. And in here I'm just going to call it login. So as you can see, a login is right there. Now the next thing I want to do for this system is to increase the width. Let's take this up so that you guys can see it. Let's come right here, change the width to 1030, and the height, I'm going to change the height to 600. There, that's fine. Okay, that's alright then. So let's add more spreadsheet. So I'm going to go straight to my start button here and just click on spreadsheet. Now I have another one. This other one I'm going to call this package that I just, let's save it in here. I will call that doctor, and repeat exactly the same thing. Come in here, make sure you enable the macro, click OK, save. There we go. Now go to your menu here and insert a form, and that's the form. Repeat exactly the same thing for this form. This form is going to be known as doctor, and the caption will be known as doctor. Height will be 600, and the width, I'm going to make that 1030 as well. 1030. There we go. Okay guys, now that the doctor's workbook is ready, I'm going to add a workbook. So I need 3 more actually. So this other one, I'm going to save that as patient, and right in there let's enter patient. Make sure we save it as enabled macro as well. Enable macro workbook. There. Let's come to the design developer tool, and in there insert a form, give that a name, that's patient, and the caption, the height is 600 and the width is 1030. There. So I'm going to actually create 2 more of those, and I'll be back as soon as those are done. Okay, now I have all of the forms that I need. As for the doctor, the patient, payment, and pharmacy, and here I also have the workbook that I required. Okay, so we're going to start with that of the login system. So the first thing I'd like to do is let's enter a data in there. So in there, that's going to be my title. So let's enter pharmacy management system. Pharmacy, let's say login management system. Right, get rid of that. Okay, so all I just need to do now is to increase the font. For that, come in here and let's increase the font. There we go. We're gonna make that about 48, make that bold, and at the same time we should get it centered. The next thing I want to do is, you see this very frame, I'm just gonna grab one of those, drag it down much, and in there I'm gonna call that frame login system. There. And we now need label, and this very label is going to be known as username. Let's increase the font size to something a little bit readable. I'm going to make that maybe 24. Right, that's fine. Hold down the control, click and drag. So this is going to be known as password. Now let's enter text box. One text box here and another one here. Select both text box and change the font size to 24 bold as well. That is fine. Now let's add buttons. One here, two, let's make that 2, and 3. Those are the 3 buttons I intend to use for this. So let's increase the font size for those buttons as well. I'm going to make them 24 as well, and change the first one, this very one. Let's change that to CMB login, and the content on it will be login. The next one is going to be cancel, and just change that to CMB cancel. And finally, this is going to be known as exit. And change that to CMB exit. Right. Okay, so we're going to need more buttons, so let me copy this one and just paste it here, or maybe let's put them in a frame as well. Okay, so let's add some more buttons here. So those buttons will be for my spreadsheet anyway. So let's create this and let's copy one button here. Hold down the control, click and drag. Right. So let's bring it down a little bit. So we need about 5 of those. So we're going to change the names around anyway. So this one is going to be known as, those are the names, so that'll be doctor, and the button will be known as CMB doctor. Okay, the next button, let's call that CMB patient. Right, and the text content will be patient. Change the caption to patient, followed by payment. And change the caption of this one to payment. And next we have that's going to be pharmacy. CMB pharmacy. Caption CMB pharmacy. And finally we have cmbgp. So that would just be gp appointment. There. Okay, so we need to actually copy this. I'm going to copy that and make a copy here. Let's leave that there. Yeah. So if I run my system, this is how it's going to look like. But I do need to change the data we have in here and just reposition it properly. So let's come in here and drag this down much so that there's enough room for the other one. Close this, we don't need that. So I'm just going to speed up the whole design of the interface and get back to you guys. Okay, this is how it all looks now. If let's run it and see. That's how it's looking, not too bad. So here, let me just, because it looks a little bit plain, let's get a panel there, or sorry, a frame. I'm just gonna draw a frame from here down there, just to make it look a little bit pronounced. So I'm gonna get rid of the content in that frame and just run it and let's see. Yeah, it looks a bit much better. Now let's start to work with some programming. You see, all of these buttons, I would like them disabled. Only when you get the password right, then these buttons will be enabled. So the first thing we need to do is to double click on this very form, and right in here we want to change the event to form activate, or here, let's see, form initialize them. So in there, let's try that out. I'm going to say cmb doctor dot enable equals false. There. So let's give that a try and see what's going to happen. So I'm going to save that. Let's run our program and see. You see the doctor form, the doctor's button is disabled. Alright, so let's repeat the same thing for the others. The next one is going to be, let me just copy all of this. CMB, that will be patient. There. Okay. Now I guess you get the whole idea. I'm going to speed that up. Right. All of the buttons are taken care of. So the other one that I'd like to take care of is going to be the username. That's going to be txt username dot, let's say text, whatever is in there, clear it, then txt username dot set focus, and txt password, and it initialize, clear whatever we have in there. There. Okay, that is how it looks now. So let's come in here and go to the form and run it and see. If we run it, I expect everything to be disabled. Okay. Alright, let's take care of cancel and exit. Alright, with cancel, that's easy. We can just copy this, copy everything in here, and just call it right here. Call form initialize. There we go. That's taken care of. That's easy. Now let's come into exit. Double click on the exit. The first thing we like to do is declare a variable. I'm going to call that iExit as an integer. So iExit equals msgbox, And what do I want in there? I'd like the user to confirm if you want to exit. Right, confirm if you want to exit, and give that VB question mark plus VB yes or no, comma, I'm going to enter pharmacy management system and close that off. There we go. Now supposing the end user selects if I exit equals VB yes, then I want the system to unload me, and if. There we go, guys. Now let's give that a try. Come in here, run the program, try this out. You see that, guys? And let's try this out. Supposing we have something in there. Okay, you see that? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to call this the end of the first part of this tutorial, and I'll see you guys shortly.